Welcome back to another video. Today we're changing the oil on my 2009 Ford Ranger. It's my work truck. Just remember that I'm just a DIY. I'm not really a mechanic or professional. So if I make mistakes, feel free to leave me a comment down below. See if I can make things better. But to let you know, I'm just a DIY. So putting on the ramps, basically I got the Rhino ramps from AutoZone. And then I'm doing the stops, the truck stops from Harbor Freight. And I'm just getting on my equipment, my creeper there, finding the oil cap. Usually it says on the oil cap what type of oil, or in the engine bay there's a sticker
transmission
where it tells you the type of oil, or the owner's manual, and it tells you how many quarts. This one's about 4.5, so just depending on your vehicle. Right there I'm loosening the drain plug. Sometimes it gets a little hard, and you gotta put another wrench there to get a little bit more grip, or just grab yourself from the vehicle itself and just pull it hard. Taking the drain plug out there. Yeah, it's just been a while since I changed my last oil, so I did do a mess on this. Part of it went to the floor, but I cleaned it up pretty quick. But yeah, pretty simple. Just drain the oil, make sure you don't have the cap on the top so everything drains down. And as you can see, this truck did need an oil change. The oil's like super dark. It's not even oil anymore, it's like pure dirt and grime. I'm just cleaning out the plug, the bolt, and replacing it. Cleaning out the area, make sure there's not any debris, and then just replacing the plug. And as you can see, I do have the gloves from the 7mm gloves from Harbor Freight. I gotta say, those gloves are pretty good, especially if you're doing like brake jobs and oil changes. If you're DIY, that they don't cost a lot of money there. Then I'm doing the oil filter, which is, I don't really tie up my oil filters. Everything goes hand tight, so they're pretty easy to take off. And then I'm just getting the new one. I'm just getting some old oil since I already have it there. Some old oil, and just rubbing it on the rubber part. Make sure we get that lube. Make sure it's clean too. You don't want to put dirt in there. And just putting a little bit of oil, and then just cleaning out the area with some paper towels. Make sure there's not any dirt or rocks or anything around it. And then just replace it. Screw it back in. Like I said, it's pretty simple. Hand tight, not too tight. I'm actually making sure it's sealed, that's why I'm turning it back. But yeah, it's pretty easy. Just tighten it up with your hand. And then just cleaning the exterior. And then I'm just gonna snug up the drain plug there. Make sure it's tight. Like I said, it's not over tight. Don't over tie it. Just make sure it's really snug in there, like a little bit more than hand tight, like pretty snug. And then up here, just put the funnel. And then just with the oil. Some people don't use funnels. I don't know. It just depends on. I like to use funnels because I know I don't really have a good aim. It's just easier to use a funnel, especially if it's short and wide like this one. And just remember the type of oil and the amount of oil that your vehicle uses. Make sure you read the instruction manual, or the engine bay should say around there. I only had about 4.5 on this jug, so I just ended up putting everything in there because I already know how much oil to put in there. And then I just keep checking the dipstick there from the motor engine. So I just like to check it a few times. Just make sure there's some in there that is reading the correct amount. So I just gotta, it's measuring a little high, so I gotta wait for it to settle down. Make sure once it's settled down, you can recheck it. Just rechecking it again. I just like to check it, a few times. That's just my personal preference. It's reading about there, around the dot. So we're pretty good. Yeah, once you go past the dot, you're pretty much overfilling. So yeah, and then we gotta wait for all this oil to settle in too. So take that out. Make sure there's no parts in there. Now replace the cap. Look over your engine bay, make sure you don't have anything in there, and then just remove the chucks. Like I said, pretty simple process. Most of you probably already know how to do this. Probably better than me. And just put the truck down from the ramps. And then just turn it off and leave it sitting there for a little bit, and then measure it again. And as you can see, it did go down a little bit. So it's just below the dot. I'm just going to recheck it again, make sure we're getting the right reading. Then get in the reading again. Yep, it's just reading below the dot, so we're good to go. Then always check at the bottom of the truck, make sure there's no leaks. Just keep an eye out there if there's any leaks. Me personally, I just like to do it by myself. I had better experiences taking it to places, where they strip the bolts or where they over tighten it. Just crazy people out there don't know what they're doing. I just want to know what I have in the truck, and want to know it's reliable and getting some oil at least, or getting new oil. Don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell for more tool reviews, to deals, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.